the Bob Mills Weather Center, Oklahoma weather expert, Lacey Swope.
I'm sorry, I have to be introduced before I can speak to you.
Storm, don't you know the protocol around
yes,
here?
buddy, you are absolutely right. I just had to be formally introduced as I start my job. All right, we do have, yes, the chance for winter weather impacting travel. It'll actually start as early as tomorrow in portions of the northern Rockies, all the way over into portions of South Dakota and Nebraska. That's the yellow on the map. Still good to go. Tomorrow is so quiet. It's beautiful. Tomorrow's the warmest day of the next 9 across Oklahoma. Then into Black Friday, higher impacts from a winter storm. Now on this map where you see the gray, some light snow where you see the yellow, some pretty minor issues. Now you get more to the oranges and the red, some major issues in portions of Colorado and Wyoming. And that system comes into Oklahoma Friday night into Saturday. I'll have your timeline, and we'll also talk about how much snow we're expecting. Those totals are going up. I'll have it for you in a minute. Travel advisories, winter storm watches. Now that advisory pattern will continue on its trajectory down towards Oklahoma over the coming days, but all is quiet with the exception of snow in Maine this morning. Getting a little snow in Idaho and Montana. That's the very beginning of it. The storm is still just under 2,000 miles away. And before it gets here, our winds are calm. Skies are clear. It's just a gorgeous, quiet start to your Thanksgiving Eve. Our Lucky Star Skycam network, beautiful. 30 in Piedmont, 25 degrees in El Reno, a hard freeze, 27 in Chandler, 26 in Edmond, 28 Jones. We're in the 20s in Midwest City and Norman. Some low 30s depending on what the winds are doing in your location. If your winds go calm, your temperature drops all the way down to the dew point. We've got 20s, mid-20s in the Northwest, the Southwest, Southern Oklahoma, all the way down to Broken Bow and Idabel. Low 20s in far northern and northeastern Oklahoma. Winds out of the north causing it to feel like the teens, and low 20s currently. So you do want the big coat, and here's your trend for today. 50 at noon, 56 degrees by 3 o'clock, 65 in Woodward, 61 Hobart. Those are your highs, 68 degrees in Guyman. There's the storm system that's going to spark the jet stream to give us enough lift. That's going to make its way down towards Oklahoma. It's just coming onto the coast of Canada. The data as the system gets closer becoming more and more consistent, but stay tuned. This will still shift some. We're in the 30s tonight. We're quiet for Thanksgiving Day. Gorgeous. 34 degrees. It's cold tomorrow morning, but by lunchtime, we're in the 60s. Sunny skies. Supper time, mid-50s. If you're traveling around, going to different locations for your Thanksgiving, just know you're not going to have to worry about any type of weather impacting you. Cold front makes its way in late tomorrow. We still have a chance to get to the 60s on your Thanksgiving, but we're much colder for Friday, especially in northern and northeastern or northwestern Oklahoma. 30s and 40s, 50s across the rest of the region. Speaking of Black Friday, OU taking on TCU in Norman. Kickoff is 11 a.m. If you're headed down to the stadium along with 80,000 of your friends, we are looking at temperatures in the 30s into the 50s by fourth quarter. You want the coat. It's chilly, but it's dry. Now, OSU plays at home, taking on BYU at 3 o'clock on Saturday. Saturday looks wet in Stillwater and temperatures in the 40s. It's a soggy, chilly forecast, and maybe a little snow in Stillwater coming up Saturday night. Now by Saturday morning, early, snow starts in the Panhandle and in far northwest Oklahoma through the morning, through midday. It's creeping and seeping further to the south and east. Rain chances up to 90%. It's pretty locked in now. Saturday afternoon and evening in OKC, with the winter weather a little further to the northwest. The pink would signify some rain mixing with snow, all snow in northwestern Oklahoma for longer, and it will also be colder. Keep in mind, ground temps are still going to be relatively warm, so a lot of this will melt on contact, but we could end up with a trace of snow from Sayre to Clinton to Ponca City. The range from 1 inch to some areas getting closer to 2 or even 3 inches, from Medford to Tologa to Visay. Panhandle far northwest, 2 to 4 inches. Now, as I mentioned, this will still change, and some of the data is trying to bring this even farther off towards the east, so stay tuned. But traveling Saturday, especially in the overnight, once we lose that solar radiation, some slick spots or maybe even snow-covered roadways will be possible, but it melts quickly. We have highs in the 40s heading into Sunday afternoon. And that's your 9-day forecast. We're coming back right after this break.